others as well. This man from Chiba specializes in photographing buildings and other structures. The man says he wouldn't know where to begin if he had to do this all by himself. The head of the firm that runs this seminar believes there's a growing demand for courses like this. Kunio Saito, who runs the firm, says it's no longer possible to adopt a gung-ho approach to drones. He says they are looking to establish a school that will provide training, give advice to people according to how they wish to use drones. This firm is drawing up maps to show the areas where drones will be restricted as of tomorrow. Operators can soon tell whether they will need to apply for a permit. This is a map of the area around Narita Airport. The densely populated areas are marked in red. The green marks the restricted airspace around the airport. The plan eventually is to make these maps available online free of charge. Masayuki Kamada, an executive of the firm, says they hope people will take advantage of their service to ensure they operate drones safely. The government and industry groups are also looking at further regulation for operators to acquire some kind of accreditation.
It is reassuring that drones will be regulated by law, because it seemed that drones were gaining popularity so quickly before any rules could be made. Some may think that the regulations are too stringent, but ensuring safety is the most important thing. There is no doubt about that. The use of drones is expected to grow even further. That is all the more reason to seek the right balance between safety and convenience.
Now, today's watch. Tokyo prosecutors have appealed a High Court ruling that acquitted former Om Shinrikyo member Naoko Kikuchi over a parcel bomb attack. Kikuchi was charged with assisting a murder attempt by transporting bomb-making chemicals for the cult. The parcel bomb was delivered to the Tokyo Metropolitan Government Office in 1995 and seriously wounded an official. Last month, the Tokyo High Court reversed a lower court ruling that found her guilty. It said that testimony given by the cult's former senior member, Yoshihiro Inoue, couldn't be trusted. He's on death row. The Tokyo High Public the ruling to the Supreme Court today. Prosecutors say the ruling lacked any rationale for discrediting Inoue's testimony. They say it also went against a prior Supreme Court decision that rulings in lay judge trials must be respected. The alert level of Beijing's air pollution remains at its highest. It looks smoggy in the Chinese capital. Beijing city officials issued the first pollution red alert on Monday. They've started severely restricting vehicle use in the capital. Levels of air pollution around Beijing today were up to 4 times higher than criteria by the Japanese Environment Ministry, advising people to stay home. Air pollution is also serious in nearby provinces of Hebei and Shandong. State-run media reported that more than 300 million people are being affected. Japan's core machinery orders rose in October for the second straight month. The figures corporate investment. The Cabinet Office released the figures today. They showed domestic companies ordered machinery worth about 903 billion yen. That's up 10.7% from the previous month. The office has upgraded its basic assessment. It says there are signs of recovery. Its previous assessment said machinery orders were at a standstill. Internet search engine Yahoo Japan has announced this year's top searches. Top prize goes to dance group Sandaime J-Soul Brothers, or third generation J-Soul Brothers. The group is very popular with young people. The number of searches for the group rose sharply from last year. Vocalist Hiromi Tosaka says he feels that many people are listening to and watching their performances. Naoki Matayoshi has been chosen in the category of writers. He won the Akutagawa Prize. Rugby player Ayumu Goro chosen in the category of athletes.
The international community is struggling to put on a united face in the battle to eradicate the Islamic State extremist group. The confrontation between Russia and Turkey is intensifying following the downing of a Russian military plane by the Turkish military. On the other hand, anti-Islam movements are gaining ground in the U.S., which leads a coalition that includes predominantly Muslim countries. A Russian submarine is being deployed in the Mediterranean Sea ready to launch cruise missiles. The Russian defense minister revealed that its military destroyed a militant group's stronghold in Syria. Russian President Vladimir Putin made a notable remark after being briefed on this. Putin says these missiles can be equipped with both conventional and nuclear warheads. He adds, naturally, this is not necessary when fighting terrorists. Russia is boasting of its military capabilities. Is the country aiming at the Islamic State extremist group, or is it targeting Turkey? This photo shows a Russian military warship sailing along waters off Istanbul, Turkey. Servicemen appear on standby to launch rockets from their shoulders. The Turkish Foreign Ministry has filed a protest calling the display provocative. Russian state television says a news team videotaping the scene in southeastern Turkey was This Russian reporter says the crew was aware of a white vehicle following them. He says as soon as they approached border guards, they were surrounded by police. They were expelled from the country. Russia and Turkey continue lashing out at one another. In the wake of a deadly terror attack recently, cases of discrimination and threats against Muslims are surging. This image, captured on security cameras, shows something being thrown out of an approaching vehicle. It turned out to be a pig's head. This is a mosque, a place of worship for Muslims. Muslims consider pigs dirty, and the incident is considered harassment.
It is an act of willful desecration, and I think it is a hate crime. We've never had incidents like that, I think. Even after 9/11, we didn't have anything like this.
If he was in his right mind, he would be doing this. They would tell us that no matter what you do, you can do it, no matter what hatred you have, you're not us.
Presidential candidate Donald Trump has also commented on this.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
Trump leads in the Republican race. His comment